Hey, back again. Thanks so much for joining. We are going to be talking about how to have hard conversations, okay? This is a make it or break it area for a lot of leaders because things do come up. So, how do you tackle tough conversations? Okay, this can sometimes make you a leader or it can really break your leadership style because you want your team, your people, your group, you want them inspired, right? To be purpose driven. You want them to be excited about what you're doing and where you're going and the vision that you have. And if you're not able to tackle tough conversations in a productive and respectful manner, you will lose the people that you need most. Okay, so I'm going to tackle this and I'm going to do it. I have some notes here, but I'm not going to do it for my notes because I'm pretty good at this. Okay, so the best way to tackle tough conversations is to start with agreement. Okay, what that looks like is not you have to agree with me or I have to agree with you. What it looks like is let's agree this is going to be a little difficult. It's going to be a little tough. It might hurt a little bit, but it's done intentionally from the best place, right? So I'm coming from my heart. I'm coming from good intentions. I'm coming from wanting to see you do well. I'm coming from, wanting to be sure I understand because it seems strange to me. So this could be a little difficult of a conversation to have. So you want to start with agreement. We agree to disagree. That's an agreement. We can agree on that. We can go forward from there. From there, typically I like to hear the other person's side first. So I like to ask them questions like, can you give me a sense of like how you got to the decision you made? Or what prompted you to do that or think that way? Because then I start to understand a little bit more about, just what they were thinking, where they were coming from, why they did it that way. And a lot of times that makes it easier for me to, kind of work together. Okay, so that'd be one. So you want to start with agreement. The second thing is I typically want to hear the other person's side first. You also want to help that person understand your side. So you want to wait till they're finished. And when I say wait till they're finished, I mean actually say, is there anything else? Did you want to add anything else? It doesn't mean they can't speak again. It just means you want to get everything out on the table so that, when you're ready to have the conversation about your side of it, that they feel that they've been heard. And you also, I'm going to add this as a caveat. You don't want to be listening to them with the idea that, are you done? Okay? We all know what that looks like. You don't want to be listening to them thinking, okay, are you finished now? Because I want to talk. So that's a caveat, but it's very important. You definitely want to be listening actively. If you need to take a note or two, you can ask the person, is it okay if I write some stuff down? Because you're giving a lot of good information. I want to make sure I don't forget it. And likely they'll say yes. A lot of times we can remember it, things that are critical points to us. So we can remember and go back to it in the discussion. But you don't want to be thinking of your rebuttal or how you're going to tell them that what they're saying isn't right. You literally want to listen to them 100%, be engaged, be present. Then when they're done, okay, so is there anything else you want to add? Anything else you can think of? Okay, good. I want to be sure that I let you, bring everything out that you can. And then what I'll do is I'm going to explain my side and how I'm looking at it, and then we can go from there. Gain agreement again. Is that okay with you? Yes. So I wasn't waiting to figure out what I'm going to say when they're done. I actually let them get it all out. I asked, is there anything else you want to include, a thought process, etc. Then finally, you want to start to come to some agreement on, was this the best way to handle the situation, and an agreement on that? Or is it an agree to disagree? So you get through their side, you get through your side, you listen attentively, actively, and then you're trying to get to a point of resolution. So in the future, how will we handle this? Because we are here, I think this is what we have to do about this present situation. Sometimes it's not a what's going to happen in the future thing. Sometimes it's we got to handle this because something's broken and we have to get it fixed, or at least get it to a point where we are actively stating what we're doing about it, okay? If you're a business owner and you breach something, you're gonna have to step forward and actually say, hard conversation, we made some mistakes here, okay? You see this every day in the media. Every single day, someone steps up, they either say they made a mistake or they say they didn't make a mistake, and then you see the response. It's not what happens, it's what happens after what happens. Finally, you wanna have what I call check-in dates, times, timeline. You don't wanna leave it and just walk away and hope that you two get back together or your groups get back together. You wanna leave it and say, can we follow up on this within a few days, within a week, within 2 weeks? The reason for that is you wanna give everyone that's been engaged an opportunity to think things through, understand the other person's side, and hopefully collectively come back together with, again, a result that they can move forward on, okay? So those are the main things, but you wanna stay connected, you wanna be genuine and have candid conversation. You wanna be clear that the candid, open conversation can sometimes be a little bit tough, okay? So I always tell people, like, brace yourself, this might be tough. This might be a tough conversation, and it typically works out, okay? So that's it. That one is a big one for people that want to be great leaders, how to handle tough situations, tough conversations, just uncomfortable things, uncomfortable areas, and how you can continue to inspire your team, your partner, your people, your groups to stay with the purpose-based vision, okay? I'm Cheryl Parks. I'm the Vice President of Sales for Evolution of Leadership. You got this. We're rooting for you. You can do it.